Right. Let's bring in the Science, Innovation and Technology Secretary, should we? Michelle Donelan is joining us. Hello, Ms Donelan. Just checking that you're not a Manchester United fan this morning.
Morning. No, I'm not, Kay.
OK, good for that. Are you a Liverpool fan?
No. I support my local teams, but my husband is very much a Leeds supporter.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry.
So our household is that by default.
Talk to me about small boats. Priti Patel promised to tackle small boats in last year's Nationality and Borders Bill, and yet we had a record 45,000 people more crossing the Channel. How is what Rishi Sunak is proposing going to be different?
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Those figures are staggering when you compare where they were a few years ago. They were in their hundreds, and it's important that the government does tackle this. It's why the Prime Minister made it one of his top 5 priorities. It's why we've already taken action. We got that record agreement with the French government last year, but that's not enough. That's why we're bringing forward legislation. The details will be published this week, and the basic principle will be that if you travel here illegally, then it's not OK to stay, which I think is common sense and the right approach.
It's not illegal, though, is it, to seek asylum? It's illegal to smuggle people into the UK. Shouldn't the smugglers be the ones that you're going for?
I think it's got to be proportionate, and of course we want to tackle criminal gangs. That's why we've acted specifically to do that. But we do have to say it is not OK to travel here illegally, especially as we know many of those people are travelling across many safe countries to get here in the first place. And if they're travelling here illegally, they shouldn't be allowed to stay. We cannot take everybody. As much as we would love to, we just cannot. And we have to have a system that works. And that's why we're bringing forward this legislation. It's why the Prime Minister has acted. As I said, we got that record deal with France. We've done a deal with Albania. We've also invested in more people to help us process and get through the immigration backlog. In addition, we're getting people out of expensive hotels. This is a government that recognises this is something that people care deeply about and is acting to address it.
But again, Minister, it's not illegal to seek asylum. It's illegal to smuggle people. We were speaking to a smuggler. I'm not sure if you've seen our exclusive report. He tells us that most of the smugglers are based here in the UK. What can we do about it?
Well, what we can do is bring forward the legislation, which is exactly what we are doing. I don't think it's right for people to travel across many safe countries to get here and then choose to try and seek asylum via illegal routes. That simply cannot be acceptable.
Illegal,
That's
Minister.
why we're bringing forward this legislation.
It's not illegal, Minister.
But as I'm saying, it is people trying to secure asylum via illegal means by travelling across many safe countries.
Asylum is not illegal, Minister. It's not. What's illegal is trying to smuggle people across the Channel. That's what's illegal.
So what we're saying, Kay, is that there are safe routes to get into this country. That is the correct process, not to travel here on small boats across the Channel after you've gone through many safe countries. And we do know that a lot of the people on those boats are actually economic migrants, not genuine asylum cases. And as a country, we have to have robust processes in place to deal with that. That's why this Prime Minister has made it a priority. It's why we're coming forward with legislation on top of all the other things that we've done on this agenda so that we can deliver and make good on that pledge to the British public.
Most of those that seek asylum, at least 2/3, are allowed to stay in this country anyway because they do receive their status here in the United Kingdom. So what is it that you actually want to happen? Are you saying that we should change the rules so less than 66% can stay?
Well, I think we've been quite clear that the principle of the bill is if you travel here via those means, you will not be allowed to stay. Now, the details of that bill will be coming out over the coming days.
And yet 66%.
But the details will be coming out in the coming days. Well, yeah, it won't be that 66% because logic dictates if we're saying that if you come here via those means you can't stay, then 66% of them won't be able to stay because we're changing that. We're saying that's not OK.
OK. As I said, Priti Patel did say that last year and that didn't change much. But let's see what's in the detail in the coming days. Let me move on to Sue Gray. Lots to talk to you about. Sue Gray next, potentially the next new Chief of Staff for Sir Keir. What questions do you have about her appointment?
Well, I think it's less about what I have as questions and more about how the process was followed. There will be people looking into this from the Cabinet Office side, and of course her appointment would have to go through a COBA, which is the correct means for them to assess the next stage in her career, having followed her civil service career, and whether it was done throughout the correct processes and whether she can take up that new office. So we need to wait to find out some of those details that come forward.
But you acknowledge that she was politically impartial when she did the Partygate report.
Well, she was a leading civil servant who obviously swore and accepted the Civil Service Code, in which one of those key requirements is impartiality.
And so you think that she was impartial?
Look, I think that that was not the question here. The question is,
yes, it is.
How did
you.
This new job offer come about?
Do you think she was impartial when she did the report?
I have no reason to believe she wasn't, Kay. She was a civil servant who signed up to the Civil Service Code. I think what people are mainly concerned about here is what process has taken place for her to acquire this new job. Have talks taken place when potentially they shouldn't have, etc.? These are the questions that need to be looked at and answered, and a COBA need to be allowed to do their job and review this.
OK, but she was impartial when she did the report. What about the former Prime Minister nominating his dad for a knighthood? That's surely nepotism at its finest, isn't it?
OK, I think that's speculation at this stage. Obviously, we've seen a report in the media today, but that's as much as we know. So who knows whether that's true or not.
Would you support it?
Well, it wouldn't really be down to me. I don't sign off those appointments and those honorary positions. Of course, prime ministers and previous prime ministers can then nominate people for peerages, for different types of categories of honours.
I understand.
And we have that system in place, which has worked successfully for years.
But you'd be happy for him to be a knight, would you?
Sorry, Kay, I missed that last question.
Yeah, I just said, would you be happy for him to be a knight of the realm?
Well, let's wait and see before we start speculating on ifs and maybes, hey?
OK, talk to me about the reason that you joined us today, growing the economy via tech and science. How's that going to work?
Yeah, so again, the Prime Minister's made many of his key 5 priorities based on the economy, cutting inflation, getting down the debt and growing the economy, which is fundamentally important to improving people's lives, getting them better paid jobs. And how do we do that? We do that via the true engines of growth, science and technology, to spur on innovation. What we've done today is outline a strategic framework of how we get there by 2030. That roadmap, if you like, with action plans tagged onto it. But also, we're acting in the here and now too. We've attributed £370 million to new initiatives, including in things like AI, including in things like money for tech challenges, so that we can push through new technology and be at the forefront, creating those better paid jobs for British people here in the UK. OK, it's great to talk to you, as always. Look forward to seeing you in the studio soon. Thanks very much.